Good morning, dear students, teachers, professors, and respected principals of various colleges. Welcome to the second day of the course on transformation of learning and assessment in COVID-19 era. Here is a small brief on the course. Today, there are three speakers who are going to speak on various topics, which comprises of digital learners, digital teachers, and development of e-assessment tools. The first presentation will be on skill required for digital teachers by Dr. Nasreen Sheikh, which will be followed by Mrs. Rizwana Khan's presentation on dealing with digital learners. The last interactive session will be by Dr. Nafisa Sheikh on development of e-assessment tools, where she's going to teach you all as how to develop assessment tool online so that a teacher can effectively and easily assess student performance. Wish you all a very happy learning and teaching. Best of luck. Thank you very much. Now I hand over session to Dr. Nasreen Sheikh. Dr. Nasreen Sheikh, please continue.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for your kind words. Good morning and a very warm welcome to the second day session of the webinar on transformation of learning and assessment in COVID-19 era. I'm Dr. Nasreen Sheikh, and today I will be going to deal with the topic skills required for the digital teachers. It is rightly said that the mediocre teacher tells, the good teacher explains, the superior teacher demonstrates, the great teacher inspires, and of course, the digital teacher transforms. We all are living in a digital era or world where the role of the teacher has become very challenging and very dynamic. Teachers are the creators and facilitators of the productive classroom environments in which the learners can learn and develop all those skills which are required at present or they might need it in future. Therefore, the teacher should be well versed and well equipped with all those digital skills and tools with which they can deal with the digital classroom and the digital learners. Now here the question arises, who is a digital teacher? A digital teacher is one who can navigate the tools and skills needed for working and living in a digital world and provides instruction to students in those same skills. Why we are discussing about the role and skills of a digital teacher? It is the need of the hour. Yes, of course, you all are aware about the present situation around the world and in our country. The COVID-19 pandemic has changed and reshaped the entire education system, and it has given rise to e-learning or online learning, whereby teaching is undertaken on various digital platforms. And I hope that most of the participants have gone through this online learning experience. Now, in this connection, the role of the teacher has become very crucial and important. The teacher should have certain skills or qualities as a digital teacher. So let us discuss these one by one. We can categorize these skills under the heading like teaching skills. It is comprised of communication, creativity, collaboration, critical thinking, and content designing. The next one is psychological skills, and these are care, compassion, cooperation, And the next one is technological skills like presentation tools, instructional tools, and assessment tools. I'm sure this session is going to be a useful session for all the participants, especially the student teachers, as you all are going to deal with digital learners in near future. So always remember, as a teacher, you should take into consideration their cognitive and affective domains. Because if the students are mentally and physically ready to learn and receive new knowledge, then only learning can become effective, innovative, interactive, and of course, permanent. Now here, I am going to show you a video in which you can glance through the skills of a digital teachers.
In this video, we are going to look at the 5 qualities that 21st century teachers must have. So without wasting any time, let's begin. Number 1, communication skills. If a teacher can communicate well, then only he or she can explain a particular topic briefly and it can improve the understanding of the subject. The teacher should explain a topic in such a way that it grabs the attention of the students and also develops the interest of subject. Having good communication skills does not mean only having good speaking skills, but also having good listening skills. This helps in building good relationship. When there is good relationship between students and teachers, it makes learning fun and easy. Number 2, deep subject knowledge. A teacher should have deep knowledge of the subject. Without this, it is impossible for the teacher to make students learn more effectively. A teacher should not only teach the concepts which are given in the books, but also give them some out of the books knowledge. A teacher should explain a topic and its subtopics in such a way that it seems easy and exciting to students. Making any topic seems easy and fun creates curiosity in students to learn beyond their books. A teacher should also have passion for the subject that he or she is teaching, because it has been proved that the teacher's passion for the subject matters the most for effective teaching. If the teacher is not passionate about the subject, then the students will also be going to hate that class. Number 3, creativity and imagination. A teacher must be creative. Creativity does not mean doing something new, but it is doing the same thing in new ways. According to Steve Jobs, creativity is just connecting things. When you ask creative people how they did something, they feel a little guilty because they did not really do it. They just saw something. It seemed obvious to them after a while. A teacher should also develop imagination skills in students, because Albert Einstein correctly said that imagination is more important than knowledge. In fact, in this video, we are going to look at the 5 qualities that 21st century teachers must have. So without wasting any time, let's begin. Number 1, communication skills. If a teacher can communicate well, then only he or she can explain a particular topic briefly and it can improve the understanding of the subject. The teacher should explain a topic in such a way that it grabs the attention of the students and also develops the interest of subject. Having good communication skills does not mean only having good speaking skills, but also having good listening skills. This helps in building good relationships.
Only the audio can be heard.
We can try from here directly.
Yes.
In this video, we are going to look at the 5 qualities that
Repeat the
21st
video is
century teachers must
not
have.
visible.
So without wasting any time,
I think you
let's
can
begin.
continue.
Number 1, communication
Okay.
skills.
Okay.
The audio is audible. We
Ah.
have heard the audio, but the video is not visible.
Okay. So should I continue with the video or
Yes.
should I?
No, ma'am, just continue with your lecture. You just say
Okay.
already.
With the PowerPoint?
Yeah, with the
No?
PowerPoint. Yeah.
Okay. So, dear students, there is a technical difficulty due to which you are not able to see the video. So, these issues happen. So, let's move to the next slide. Now, in this video, uh, there are information regarding the role of a teacher, how the teacher can enhance the creativity of the students, critical thinking of the students, and collaborate with them effectively. So we can say in short that technological skills and teaching skills can boost the cognitive and affective competencies of the students. Now let's move to the next one, that is the technological skills. Now when we compare the role of technology and teachers, certainly it is a common belief that technology cannot replace teachers, but it may fundamentally change the role of teachers and lead to new teaching tools, skills, and practices. So let us see what are the different technological tools which are available online. I will discuss few of these here one by one. Number one is presentation tools. इसको कुछ आप दिख रहा है क्या? Is it clear now?
No, I think the screen sharing is not working. Perhaps you can continue with your lecture.
No, I am continuing with the PPT. Can you see this slide?
No, PPTs cannot be seen.
Okay.
स्लाइड शेयर ऑफ करके वापस ऑन कीजिए.
Okay. I will disconnect and again I will start with the new one.
Yes, now it is visible.
Okay.
यस मैम स्टार्ट.
So here sorry for the inconvenience. So here we stopped with the cognitive and affective competencies of the learner and the role of the teacher. Now let's move to the next one, that is the technological skills. When we compare the role of the teacher and technology, so certainly we accept and admit this fact that technology cannot replace teachers, but it may fundamentally change the role of teachers and lead to new teaching skills, practices, and tools. So now let us see what are the various online technological tools available which a teacher can use. So I am sharing here a few of these tools. Number one is presentation tool. Now, as the name suggests, that these tools are helpful in creating their teachers in their creating their own presentations. There are a number of applications and websites available where you can create or make presentations lively and interesting. Some of these presentation tools are Educreation, HiCodeck, Blockster, Prezi, and Pick2Chat. All these applications are mobile friendly and it can be downloaded easily from the Play Store and the teachers can use it at their own convenience. Now, with the help of these presentation tools, you can make your lessons and presentation lively and interesting for the students. Now, again, the question is, for many participants that how to use these presentation tools. Now the detail along with the description and tutorials are available on different websites which you can see and refer. Now before proceeding further, I would like to draw your attention to yesterday's session taken by Dr. Niaz Ahmed, where you have seen the practical demonstration about how to create animated e-content. Now that was one of the tools shown by Dr. Niaz Ahmed, and these which I have shared just now are the other presentation tool. Now let's move to the next tool, that is instructional tools. Now in the list of instructional tools, we can see classroom screen, explain everything, whiteboard.5. All these are online boards which the teacher can use for instructional purpose. Along with this, there are 3D printing, wikis, and Google Collaboration. Actually, all these tools are very helpful for students learning, ranging from traditional to high-tech options. Now you have seen the presentation and instructional tool. Now the next one is assessment tool, and that is very important and the theme of our today's session as well. When we say assessment, so assigning grades to students and assessing them is a challenging task and great responsibility of a teacher. So there are a number of online assessment tools which can be effective tool in the hands of a teacher. So with these online assessment tools, the teacher can make online tests compatible with the different learning styles of different learners. So teacher can make either multiple choice, essay type, or skill-based or aptitude test for students. So all these tests, online assessment tools are actually very helpful in tracking the progress of students and also gives a clear idea and picture about the students' progress and performance. Now students, participants, it is also very helpful in finding the cheating cases during online tests. Shortly after this session, Dr. Nafisa Sheikh will orient you practically about how to prepare and use online tests like Google Forms and Kahoot. Now during lockdown phase or period, I think that many educational institutions have used this online assessment tools. And I hope that many of the students, they are aware about some of these online assessment tools. Now, there are more teacher-friendly online assessment tools about which we will discuss. Number one is Quizlet. Teacher can make a variety of quizzes to engage the students and assess the students' understanding level. The next in the list is Socrative. It is a cloud-based students' response system, and it allows teachers to create simple quizzes for evaluation. The next one is a very popular and very useful online assessment tool, that is Classmarker, and it provides possibilities for learners formative and summative assessment, and teachers can even manage groups. So here the teacher can analyze the results of the students individually or collectively. The next in the heading of assessment tools is Moodle, which is also very popular one, and the teacher can make use of this to create personalized learning environment for assessment. Now Moodle, this program is used for a variety of purposes, but the most important purpose of Moodle is assessment. The next is Quizpedia. Quizpedia is a digital tool to assess students' level of understanding through series of quizzes. So you can see that majority of these are meant for finding out to what extent students have followed the content and how they are performing, what is their performance level. The next, along with Quizpedia, or very similar to Quizpedia, is Learning Pod. And with the help of this, teacher can create multiple choice of different types of quizzes for students. The next in the list is Edmodo, and many educators are very familiar with this app and very teacher-friendly app. So with this, the teacher can assess students' progress and provide students and teachers with a safe and easy way to connect, collaborate, and share the content. The next assessment tool is Testimos. It is also very popular one and very useful app. It provides detailed report about the student's score, and here the teacher can create auto-graded tests and quizzes for students. Now you all can see that technology can be used for a variety of purposes, such as to track the students' progress over time, and it can be used for formative and summative evaluation. Now the main focus of all these online tests is to boost the engagements of students and identify the knowledge gaps, and also to support further or deeper learning on the part of the students. So all these online platforms or tools are very flexible, in which or with which the students can access and complete their online assessment test easily or at their own pace and convenience. Now you can also see that technology has also made it very convenient for those learners who are suffering from learning disabilities or who are having learning difficulties like 3R. So they can perform better during these online tests by customizing it as per their requirements or as per their needs. So in the list of these online assessment tools, there is one more important and a very well-known software, that is Hot Potatoes. This software allows to make 6 different types of self-test exercises to assess students' progress. The next one is Zoho Challenge. It helps in making online test which evaluates the performance instantly and also produce the rank of the candidate instantly. So all these are the assessment tools. So with this, we can conclude that with the knowledge and skills of technology, the teacher can do wonders and makes a difference in the process of teaching and learning. It is rightly remarked by George Couros that technology will not replace great teachers, but technology in the hands of great teachers can be transformational. So we can elaborate this thought in the words of Bill Gates, that technology is just a tool in terms of getting the kids working together and motivating them. The teacher is the most important. So here, even with the availability of the technology and the rising demand of technology, we cannot deny the need and importance and the value of a digital teacher. If the teacher is innovative, then he or she will try to do something new and provide a different path to success. Therefore, it is necessary that the teacher should accept all the changes and challenges posed by technology. As it is rightly remarked by Steve Jobs, that innovation is the ability to see the change as an opportunity, not as a threat. Now you all can see that one of the biggest challenge before all the teachers is to deal with the different types of learners, especially the digital learners. Now shortly in next session, Professor Rizwana Khan is going to orient you all about this. Now in order to deal with different types of digital learners, it is necessary that the teacher should implement his or her skill to connect, communicate, and collaborate with their individual differences. It is a very well-known fact that all children can learn, but not on the same day and in the same way. So the digital teacher should possess certain pedagogic competencies or teaching skills, like the teacher should make the teaching learning process interactive and innovative. The teacher should make the digital resources accessible and available to all the learners and should give hands-on learning experience to empower them to use different apps and tools. Last but not the least, the teacher should select the appropriate assessment tools catering to individual differences. Thus, a digital teacher, if equipped with digital skills, can make a difference in the life of digital learners and certainly can make the process of learning enjoyable and everlasting. Now, here are few video web links which I'm sharing with you all. So you can refer these video web links where you can directly watch the different types of online assessment tools, or you can browse through other video channels as well to find out the online assessment tool of your choice. For any query or question, you can connect to me here. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Now, I would like to request my colleague, Professor Rizwana Sheikh, to continue with the next session on dealing with digital learners. Over to Rizwana Sheikh.
Thank you, Nasreen ma'am. Now I'm continue this topic. नसरीन मैम स्क्रीन शेयर ऑफ कर दीजिए.
Is it fine, Rizwana ma'am? Is it okay now?
मैम चलेगा.
नसरीन मैम.
हाँ, बंद कर दिया है स्क्रीन शेयर.
ओके मैम.
Ma'am, it's visible.
Visible?
Visible,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you, Nasreen ma'am. Now I'm continue this topic. Hello and good morning all. This is Rizwana Sheikh, lecturer from AIKC College of Education. Friends, due to COVID-19 pandemic, education system has changed tremendously. Classroom teaching, which was a social meeting, has changed into digital learning. Classroom learner has become e-learner. Traditional classroom methodologies, which were normally used, are difficult to be used for online teaching. Hence, pedagogy and methodologies of teaching for digital learning have also changed. Therefore, we can say that every aspect of teaching, learning, and education as a whole has changed. So also, the problems that the teacher used to face in the classroom teaching have changed in this era of digital learning. So today, I am going to present you all on the problem of digital learners and how, as a teacher, we all can overcome these problems. Compared to the traditional classroom model, digital learning has plenty of advantages for teachers and students. Teaching and learning can take place wherever and wherever is most convenient for everyone. It's important for teacher to be aware of this potential obstacles. With a little foresight and planning, we can help our student get the most out of every session. So digital learner has to face different problems during digital learning, and a teacher has to deal with those problems. Now, so let us look at the problem one by one. Need of self-discipline, one of the major problems with digital learners. So many students struggle with self-discipline in a normal classroom setting. It's the first time they don't have parents and teacher actively checking in. They don't get grounded if they skip homework to go socialize. For some, it takes time to find the innate motivation to buckle down and do the work. In an online course, it's even easier to skip class or put off an assignments. Now, friends, let us discuss how to solve this problem. A shared calendar for the class with reminder for due dates is a great start. An innovative syllabus where student can check off work as they complete it. Also help with organization of the activities. Basically, make it as clear as possible what student should be doing now, how much progress they will made, and what's coming up soon. Calendar, reminder, and organizational tool can provide structure without seeming overbearing. So let us discuss different application available online. For using this application, we can overcome this problem. So Google Classroom develop self-discipline among student. It is keep sending reminder to the student about assignments, submission, due dates, what's coming up for the student as soon as some content is uploaded by the teacher. Second app is My Attendance Tracker, has feature like faster and easier communication with all the parents and student. Work to message student, parents, or other teacher and administrator. So this is the tool we can overcome this problem and make the student well disciplined. Now let us discuss next problem, missing social interaction. School is an inherently social time. The social energy of a physical classroom can help with learning. There's lively discussion, student bouncing ideas of each other, forming group, lifting each other up. This in-person dynamic hard to capture an online course. So this is the problem. The solution of this problem is encourage students to introduce themselves and interact each other outside of the course material. If you have a forum set up for the course, make a space for non-course related chatting also. Not only the course chatting, but give the space for non-course related chatting. Then make collaboration a fundamental part of the course. Encourage students to form group and work together with shared documents. Allow group project for assessment. Encourage meaningful commenting on both course material and student work. So there are different applications available for solving this problem. Google Doc, Google Duo, Zoom Video, Microsoft Teams, Skype, Google Meet. These all apps we use for solving this problem. Google Doc sheets and slides are efficient, are file share easily among allotted student. When students study digitally from remote area, Google Doc lets all work together a single document at the same time. Zoom video and other video conferencing app can be used for the creating a virtual event for arguably one of the most aspect of community. Conversation over a share meal, not only teaching, student can share meal also. Sharing a meal is an excuse to catch up and talk, and one of the few times where students are happy to put aside their studies and take time out of their day to decompress. Keep your student connected and touch with a virtual lunch or coffee hour. So this is very important problem, missing social interaction during the e-learning sessions. So we can overcome for this problem with the help of these applications. Now next problem is lack of teacher contact. It's easy to underestimate how much teacher interaction student get a physical campus. There's an instruction time itself with real time question and answer, then the potential for the conversation right before and after class, office hour, chance meeting in the hallway, all opportunity that aren't available for online learning. The solution of this problem is teacher need to take a little extra effort to be available for online course. It's worth making a class specific chat account for student and sitting hour during which they can accept and prompt response. It's important to answer email quickly as well. So teacher play very important role for solving this problem. It's important to give answer immediately. So most importantly, be present in the conversation students are having about the course material. Comment, answer question, ask follow-up question. The way you can present for student, but also prompt them to learn from each other as well. So there are different applications. Google Classroom, MindMister, Google Docs, Zoom Video, Microsoft Teams, Skype. These all apps used for overcome this problem. Google Classroom allow a student to send private message to teacher. They are send our attachments with the assignment to the teacher. Through this, student doubt can be clarified and teacher contact can be enhanced. So there are other applications also available for solving this problem. Next problem is poor time management. One of the major advantages of online learning is that student can learn to their own pace. That advantage can also be liability. There's a point at which their own pace turn into procrastination and a mad rush at the end of the semester. It's important to help students manage their pace well before the deadline hit. The solution of this problem is it's best to allow more flexibility with the course progression, but to still provide structure. Set goal for student progress for every week or 2 weeks. Make sure students how they are free to walk ahead, but will be expected to hit the milestone to stay on track for them. So these all apps we can use for solving this problem. Setting a timer in a Google form is very much possible. Thanks to Zapier app, now Google Form use are allowed to measure time spent on the forms. Time Cap, also one of the important app to track student time preciously. So they are able to stop wasting their precious hour. Additionally, they can also discuss their project with other without leaving to Time app, because Time Cap has now an internal chat also. The next problem is technological difficulties. We tend to take it for granted that everyone has access to the recent model laptop. However, even for a generation of digital natives, not every student has had the same access of technology. Many rely on their smartphone or tablets for all their online activity. Some will have limited access to broadband or Wi-Fi. Even all of their data came through their mobile plans. It's very important problem we are facing during the digital learning time. So it's important the course material evolved from the PC-centric model of early 2000, downloading file, printing pages, even using Word document may be obsolete for the mobile first generation. It's important to choose course material that are easy to navigate on smartphone and tablets as well as laptop and desktops. So we can solve this problem, use technology user-friendly, so we can easily use tabs, mobile phones. These all are the technology. So technology difficulty we solve with the help of different applications. So KineMaster, one of the important app, is a video audio editor software available for PC, mobile phone, tablets, and can create video rich in effect and visualization which can be viewed on most any device available with the student. The next problem is technology continuously changing. Unfortunately, technology is always changing, so you should not accept be using the same tool forever. So we can change. If the technology is changed, our tool is also changed. So the solution of this problem is you should have a plan and budget in the place of upgrading technology. The next problem is no substitute for human interaction. Even the humans begins to use virtual assistants more regularly, there is still no replacement for human interaction. So for solving this problem, teachers should not step aside and let the digital tool take over. Teachers should use digital resources as supplemental and complementary tool for the classroom. The different type of application also available: Zoom, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, Lark Meeting, Say Namaste. All application allows teachers to take full control of the online session and not steps aside. Zoom allow video on and off feature as the student join a meeting. This allow better coordination and control in an ongoing session with teacher as the center point of session. The next problem is software not optimized for mobile device. Many students do not have internet access at home, so they use their cell phone and data for internet access. Therefore, the solution of this problem, it is important to make sure all your digital resources are optimized for mobile device. So let us discuss different application for solution of this problem. WordPress, an open source platform, is the first choice for many teachers for creating interactive websites. WordPress allows the site's teacher or non-teaching staff to edit page, navigate through the back end for the website and upload the new content. Without any technical knowledge like website management and coding skill, the teacher can edit and maintain their site using easy to use feature like drag and drop. Also, the website developed through WordPress can be viewed on the almost any device available with the student. The principal advantages of a site or web page changing to AMP are faster loading page for mobile user, reduce the load time, low bounce rate, adjustment on any browser, mobile friendly and enhanced interface. There are many problems more, but last problem today I'm discussing lack of teacher training. Lack of training for teacher. Finally, teachers are busy enough, so it can be difficult for them to add one more thing to their schedules. The solution of this problem is, however, if you want your digital learning environment to be successful, you must find time to train teachers and how to use various digital tools. So there are different applications we can use and conducting and arranging faculty development program using social platform like Telegram, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, Zoom. We can use this app and train the teachers and awarding certificate to the successful teacher candidate through Google plugin like certify them. So with this, I conclude many talk by adding the problem will remain with different type of learning, but it's every teacher responsibility to understand those problems and find out an effective solution.
Assessment is the term assessment refers to the wide variety of methods or tools that the educators evaluate related to manual assessment. As teachers, we have to face a lot of problems. Like in the class, there are number of students. Same teacher teaches different classes. It is time consuming to assess the papers. There is difficulty in communicating the results. Teacher finds it difficult to keep record. Teacher has to analyze the documents, results. So what is the solution to this problem? Online assessment. Online assessment may be defined as an evaluation of person's ability, behavior, or characteristic. This test is conducted over the internet by using available web technologies. There are a lot of tools available on the net based on assessment, which are Kahoot, Google Forms, Quiz, Poll Everywhere, Formative, so on and so forth. Today we will be dealing with online assessment tools, Google Quiz, Quiznos, and Kahoot. Let us start with creating Google Form, creating a quiz using Google Form. A quiz is a tool which a teacher uses to conduct quiz for students and teacher to evaluate students within no time. Now let us see how to create a Google Form. Use
क्या चीज पीपीटी क्लियर बंद करके फिर से स्लाइड करें
okay.
पीपीटी क्लियर नहीं स्लाइड शीट बंद करना Yes.
Right.
इधर से पूछो ना विजिबल है क्या
Niyaz, is it visible? कहाँ दिख रहा है?
The screen is visible, not the PowerPoint.
But
No, this create Google Form is clear.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Some block is coming on your PowerPoint.
पैच आ रहा है पूरा ब्लॉक जैसे नीचे आ रहा है
Okay, is it
अभी ठीक।
now? Okay.
हाँ, थोड़ा
Yeah,
नीचे
now
से
it's,
देखिए।
yeah.
Now you can go to Google search and create and go to Google Form and click and start a blank Google form. Take a blank Google form. This blank Google form will look like this. You should go to the setting. If you want to change the color, you can change the color. Here we have themes, so you can change the color. Go to the setting. This icon represents setting. Go to the setting and you have to add these settings, like you have to collect email addresses for the respondents who will be responding to your quiz. Then you have to put on this button. Again, you will limit one response per respondent. Then you will click this button to see the summary, charts and text responses of the students. You are not going to put tick on this button because it will allow the respondents to edit after submit. And we have to create quiz. Therefore, we will go to this setting, quizzes. In this, we will enable this mode. So when you enable this mode, the color will change and accordingly, you will have to click the save button. Now your Google form is converted into a quiz. Now you can name this. I have taken an economics chapter for this, that is money, of standard 11th. And here you will see I can even add some images. So I can choose image. There are already some pictures available over here. You can either select one of these, or you can go to the next column where you have saved some pictures. So I have saved some pictures. I've selected this picture. It will show us once it is done. We can click this button as done. And here it will come. So our header is done. Now we will go to add some questions. Now we have already collected email addresses. So the next thing which we have to add is name of the student. Name would be a short answer. So in the drop down, you select short answer, and this will be a required field for everyone. And there will be no points assigned for writing the names of the student. Then again, to add more question, you will put here as add. Then you can take down the roll numbers of the students. Now, roll numbers, again, automatically it can come as short answer, and here it will give as number. So you can, again, what you'll do is you will hit this required button over here. Okay. Now, to add questions, I will add few questions and show how we can add some questions. Now here, I've already typed a question. Now define barter system, it's a short answer. So you can go to short answer, and then you can write down the answer over here. So what is your expected answer? You can write down. So this is an answer. Now we can assign values. Here we can see points. So we can put 1 mark, so 1 mark value to this. Now it's done. So here a question is formed, answer, correct answer is written, and we have assigned this point value. And again, we will have to put this on. Now this was short answer. The next question could be in the form of picture. You'll go to add image. You can upload. I've selected this picture, put open. So this picture has come. Now I can add a question to this. Identify the type of money. And for this, and it will be a multiple choice. So you can put the answers as so I can directly copy paste from there, and this is a multiple choice, so I will require the right answer. This is required. Now for assigning the value, I'll put 1 mark for correct one, and this image is a plastic money, so this will be the correct answer. Now it is done. So likewise, you can go and you can explore this Google quiz. So the steps which we did. Now, okay. Now, once these questions are framed, you have to send it to the students. For sending to the students, see, you can hit this button as send. When this pop-up window will open. Now in this, you can send via email, you can send via link, and you can, so if you want to send via email, you can send it. You can just post your students' email over here and it will go. If you want it to be linked, this link will appear. You can copy this link. You can even shorten this link. You can just click this. So this will help your link to be shortened. So you can copy this link and you can share it with your students. So this is how you can operate your Google quiz on Google Form. In this, I have just written how you can create Google quiz out of Google Forms. So that is, click on Google Forms, click plus to create blank, press the settings which we had already done, move the slider to make this quiz, customize options for grade release and respondents, and click save, which we had already done. Then give your quiz a name and description. We had given money, economics, standard 11. Then click untitled questions. Now untitled questions, we had done name and roll number, which were the required thing. Then we had written some different questions. Now there are different questions based on Google Form. We have checkbox, we have grids. There are many more, so you can explore and you can understand for yourself. And very important, we have to drive the answer key to choose the correct answer. So we had done that and we have assigned the point value. After this, we have to go to send button and then we have to either send the link to the student or we can email those links to the students. This is how we can make Google Quiz from Google Form. The next one is Quillions, which will help us to create questions from the content directly. It will help us to make different type of questions like recall, short descriptive, and many more. Now again, it's a free app, but at a premium level, you will be able to add more questions. So let us know how to create this Quillions. And when you enter the site, you will have this as your center page. Now you can log in using your Gmail account. Now in this, it's a very small and very easy thing where there are only 4 steps. First, submit your content. Second, choose keywords. Third, review content. And fourth, get question ideas. So for this, I have taken a thing of content from geography. In there, is it seen?
Yes, it is visible.
For this, I have taken eclipse, solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. Here, I'm adding this title, so we can just copy paste it. Now, whatever is the content, we have to paste in this area. So what we can do is we can again go to our document and select the document.
नहीं.
Is it seen? Okay, so I pasted this document over here. Now here word count says 428. Now basically when we are using Quillions, we can share or we can paste document from 300 to 3000 words. So we can use our notes and we can put it here and we can create questions of different form. So now the first step is done, that is submit content. Now we have to hit this button, proceed. When we put this proceed, we will see some keywords. We have to choose a keyword so that on this basis, the questions will be formed. So we can delimit those which we do not want, and we can add which we want. Like for example, here I can put down solar eclipse. I can add it here, and I can remove this small area. I can remove this observer, and we can now proceed. So we have selected the keywords. Now when we select the keywords, we are going to review the content for questions. Now they have given us these choices: lengthy sentences, subjective sentences, incomplete sentences, pronoun replacement. So this is known as tweaking. So we have to go through the document and we have to change it. So those which are highlighted, we have to click the cursor over there and we will click it like this. So it will ask us what we have to replace it with. So here it is based on, so we can either choose one or we can put dismiss. So for example, your Earth along with other planets revolves around the sun in its orbit. So you can write here dismiss. So it is neither lunar eclipse or solar eclipse, but its own orbit, so we can dismiss it. So till the time this content is not ready till 90%, it will ask us to modify the content. Now here solar eclipse, and here it is highlighted as replaced with eclipse or dismiss. So we can put eclipse. Eclipse occurs on a new moon day. Okay, so it has changed. Also known as the eclipse of the moon. Now here we can just put lunar eclipse occurs when the earth comes in between the moon. Okay, and casts its shadow on the moon. Now here it is earth. We can put dismiss. So now it is 90% and it is ready. We can just hit the button get questions. When we do this, it will process the content and we'll get the questions. So we will have to wait for the processing to happen. So it is having these 3 steps. It is processing the content, it is processing the questions, it is generating questions, and then the process will be completed and we will get a question bank. So now it is ready. So these are the questions which we have got through Quillions. Now in this, we have got multiple C. Question ideas, 15 questions. We have got these objective type of questions, multiple choice. Then we have got WH questions 5 and we have got 4 interpretive questions. Now what we need to do is we have to export this, we have to save this. So we can either save it on Quillions or we can export it. Now when we are exporting it, we can export this to the text. Now it has already downloaded. So we have got this questions, all questions from the content, and it has also given us some answers for those questions. So we are not only getting questions, but also questions, answers based on these questions. So we can either put it here or we can just copy paste it and save it in our folder on the Word. So these are the questions which we have got, and I have saved in the same document as in the content. So let us go back to our slide. Okay. So let us again do a quick recap of this steps. First, what we did was submit content, where we copy our content into Brilliance. Then we chose the words which we felt on which the question should be asked. Then we reviewed the content, and then we got ideas of questions which could be framed on this content. So hope it was useful for you. Now the last thing which we will be doing is Kahoot. Kahoot is a game-based learning platform where you can make it easy for the learner to play games and understand the concept. Now here what the teacher can do is teacher can create, share learning games to the students, and here basically we have a lot of quizzes which can be done using web browser. So let us learn how to create a Kahoot. Now go to Google and write kahoot.com. When you get this Kahoot, click it. Now based on this, you will get this window. Either you can sign up or you can log in. Kahoot will create your content into game wherein you can share the games with the students. Basically, it will have more fun element for the students. So you have signed up on Kahoot. Otherwise, what you can do is when this pop-up comes, you can go to more tools, and after that you can put create shortcut. So it will create shortcut on your desktop.
Najma Khatun, please mute your mic.
Okay, so now this is my login. Now in this, we can go to create. So when we hit the create button, you'll be asked create new Kahoot. So you can go to create. Now with this, a blank template will come over here. Now, first of all, you go to this setting, enter Kahoot title. Is it visible? Is it visible? This window is visible?
नहीं नफीसा मैम एक ग्रे बॉक्स
No, it's not visible. Something is covering it.
एक ग्रे बॉक्स आ रहा है स्क्रीन पर स्लाइड शेयर पहले बंद कर दीजिए शेयर स्क्रीन वापस से स्टार्ट कीजिए
Is it visible now? Is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Now go to Kahoot title. Now for this, I have selected a maths topic based on quadrilaterals. So I've already saved pictures for it. Now here I'll put quiz on. Now here save to my Kahoot, so it will save it on my desktop. And here we'll do visibility to everyone, not only you. Okay, and here the language would be English. Now cover page you want, so what you can do is you can hit this button as change. Now here it already has an image library based on several subjects, so you can select one from these, or else you can upload your own pictures from your desktop. So here you have a lot of pictures which you can select one. So now this setting is done. Now for this, we have to start typing the question. I've already typed the questions so that we save time.
ஆமா
Now here measure of each angle of the quadrilateral is. Now you can go to upload image. I will select a square. Measure of each angle of a quadrilateral is. Now this quadrilateral is a square. So here what we have to do is we have to write the answers. So answers are, is it visible? Now here you will have these arrows. So from that we can take this because we have to put degrees. So 85 degree, 90 degree, 110 degree, 120
हाँ
degree.
मम्मा ले रही हूँ.
Now out of this we have to select the right answer. So 90 Now in this, we have selected 90 degrees. Okay. Okay. So here we have selected this. So this is the correct answer. So this is done. So likewise, there are either multiple choice questions and true or false, which you can do on Kahoot. Okay. Now in Kahoot also what you can do is you can share your link with your friends and students. Now how to create Kahoot? Open the Kahoot app and tap create in the navigation bar at the bottom of the screen. Add title description, which we had already seen on the computer. What you can do is you can use an image from the camera or from the existing images. Choose if you want to keep the Kahoot images, add questions and add correct answers, and then you can change the time limit also. And once you have added the images and videos, you can put done. And you can share this via WhatsApp or through Select Challenge. Let's see how we can. Okay. So what we have done was quiz on quadrilateral, wherein we have added one question. If you want to add few more questions, you can go to edit and you can add more questions to this. And if at all you want to share it with your students, so see this first question was already there. You can add few more questions and see true or false. So these two are available on the net for Kahoot, wherein you can do multiple choice or true or false. And then once it is done, what you can do is you can hit the button and then share it with your students. Let me write one more question to this. Okay, so here diagonals of rectangle is congruent. Is it true or false? You'll hit this button and see the time limit appears over here. As default, the points will be 10. Okay, and you can see the preview how our games look like. So it will come like this. Diagonal of a rectangle is congruent. The rectangle will appear and you have to answer within 20 seconds. Now if I put this, it's a preview, so it won't be visible over here. Now in this, if you want to go share with others, you can share. So you can share it with Kahoot. So you can write your student's username, or you can just copy this link and share it with the student via Google Classroom or through WhatsApp. Okay. So I conclude by saying in education, technology can be life changer, a game changer for kids who are both in school and out of school. Now you have an assignment. Yesterday you were given one assignment. You have to create a 5-minute presentation of e-content. Either you can do that or you can use any of these assessment tool like Google Form to create Google Quiz, Billions or Kahoot, and create at least 5 questions on any topic and submit in Google Classroom. Thank you very much. Now I hand over my session to Dr. Sarama Matthew for vote of thanks. Thank you so much.
Can you change topic? Slide 1 to this.
Okay, thank you, Nafisa ma'am. And welcome once again, friends. We are coming to the end of our sessions and we have really run out of time. But then it is very important that I at least thank a few people who are involved in making this webinar a reality. So, dear friends, it is in extraordinary times that we come out with extraordinary actions. And we know that the COVID-19 has put the entire world into confusion and chaos. And all of us are just trying to make some sense out of the situation. Now, education is a preparation for life, and it is at times said that it is life itself. And the present situation has influenced education, I must say, the most. And therefore, it is very important for us teachers to do something. And as teacher educators, we felt that we could be sharing some of our knowledge and understanding with you all. Now, we are not perfect tech masters, but then as teacher educators, we know how to use some of this technology to our advantage. And then with whatever resources we have, what we have done is we have just tried to interact with you and motivate you into doing much better. Now, to make today's program a success, a lot of heads, hands, and hearts have gone into work. A lot of people have put in a lot of efforts to see that this becomes fruitful. And for all this, there's a starting point, and I must start with our principal, Dr. Sultana Sheikh. Ma'am's leadership has been responsible for today's efforts. She gave us the direction for the whole program, and she ensured that we executed perfectly. You know, she was behind us, she encouraged us, she has a ways of encouraging. You all must be knowing that. Thank you, ma'am, for making this work out so beautifully. Now, a program of this magnitude, you know, this requires a lot of technical support. And we really had the selfless support of a few people who made this again a reality for us. Let me thank Mr. Farhan Khan for taking his time out of his busy schedule. Now, he has his own engagements, and he very patiently lent his time and support to us to ensure that this program goes on smoothly. There were a lot of technical issues we were facing, but then today we have been able to do all this very smoothly because of Farhan's efforts. I also thank Ms. Gauri Deep for enabling us this connectivity, and also thank Tina Matthew for ensuring the support for our program. Now, I acknowledge the presence of a lot of people who were there to support us, and of course the participants, but I wish to just name a few people. I mean, not name, at least acknowledge. There were 3 school principals attending our session today. Then there are B.Ed college principals, 2 B.Ed college principal, there's a D.Ed college principal, and a junior college principal. Thank you, principals, for joining this, because you are showing the right model behavior for your teachers to follow. Because if you do not show interest, then who else will? Really, thank you for the effort, because I know you all are busy people, and in spite of your busy schedule, thank you for being a part of our program. Then we also have as our participants primary teachers, postgraduate teachers, student teachers, then even technical staff, accountants, administrators, and assistant professors who are also attending the webinar. Thank you, friends, for being a part of our audience today. And we also have friends from different states, from Maharashtra, from different parts of Maharashtra, then from Uttar Pradesh and from Gujarat, who are also attending the webinar. Thank you once again for being a part of our webinar, and I hope